Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YD podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead, like, share, and engage us in the comment section. So, we're talking about the violence in Nepal, and it looks like it started because the youth refused to allow the government to shut down the social media platforms in the country. Platforms like Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, and X because they failed to register with the Nepal authorities. And the Gen Z came out, and I'm sure it's definitely a combination of various things. If you've pushed people to the wall, I mean, they're gonna come back and fight back harder. And it also escalated because maybe on September 6th, an 11-year-old boy was hit by one of the minister's vehicles, and the government didn't really do anything about it. And people were just tired. People took out their frustration on everybody, on their ministers, on their politicians. And so far now, it looks about 30 people has already been killed, hundreds injured, and it looks like the military has taken over the country. What's your take on this event?
For me, I think this is sad that sometimes the government will do things and then don't think it through. They don't, really think about the consequences. And for me, I think this is an opportunity for Nigerian government and politicians to learn to do right by the people. I'm glad that the petroleum or petrol tax that they proposed, I am glad that they are putting it on hold for now because literally they're taxing Nigerians to the neck. I think this is an opportunity for them to learn, basically listen to the people, see what the people want, because a lot of them, they are in a position of wealth. They have the opportunity to be in the government. Some of them, Nigeria basically take care of them, feed them, clothe them, house them and everything. And some of them that continues even up until they die. And for that reason, they don't quite see the reason, they don't see reason with the regular people. They don't know what the regular people face. So from time to time, they roll out policies that is anti-people. And when the people complain, a lot of time they don't quite listen and they just feel like they should be able to handle the policies. But no, for Nigeria, I think it is an opportunity to learn. This is a learning curve. They should take it as a learning curve and just learn and make sure that they're doing right by the people, especially their children, showing off wealth, showing off affluence, and showing off means. I think this is the time to call their children to order because a lot of Nigerians are actually not fools. They know what is going on, and when you begin to rub it on their faces, and I think it's almost what happened in Nepal, you begin to rub it on their faces, and that is when it becomes problem.
Yeah, this is definitely a lesson to the Nigerian politicians. Make sure you take care of the people, make sure you take care of the economy. Because when people lose hope, when they have nothing to fall back on, when people are desperate, crazy things like this, unthinkable, unimaginable things like this will definitely happen. So before things get out of hand, make sure you're taking care of your constituents. Make sure you're not only sharing money. Make sure you're giving them something to work with, right? Make the environment business friendly. Give people startup loans to be able to put their ideas into reality. Be careful on what you put online. A lot of people these days are quick to post things online because they're either trying to show off or they're trying to, feel themselves. But it's important that we keep other people in mind. A lot of people are struggling, especially in Nigeria. They are struggling to eat 3 square meals. People don't even eat 3 square meals anymore. Some people eat once a day. People eat maybe one every other day, and it's just crazy. So when people like this are tired and they have nothing to lose, they will revolt. They will definitely revolt and break things up. Uh, so in this situation, a lot of people already lost their lives. Young people are already tired. They're fed up of the economy not working. So this is a lesson for Nigerian politicians. Fix the country. Fix the country. Stop taking your money abroad. Stop investing abroad. Invest in the economy. Make the economy better. Let people that want to stay in the country stay in the country. Fix the insecurity issues. Make sure an average Nigerian is able to enjoy basic amenities that are supposed to be provided by the government. If the government is there and they're not proving their worth Maybe it's time to change the people in government. And if the people in government don't want to leave, do right by the people, take care of them, fix the economy, remove any bad or difficult policies, making life difficult for businesses and making life difficult for individuals.
I mean, when you say when politicians are not doing right, that they should vote them out, you will know how difficult it is to vote politicians out. Let me focus on Nigeria. How difficult it is to focus them, to remove them from position or from power in Nigeria. 2023, we saw what happened in Rivers State. Basically, overturn all the results and then to get to their, to determine end. So it's not easy, to vote these people out. They don't understand that, there's really no process to vote them out. They basically put themselves there, and when they are tired, they just leave. Basically, the people do not have say in putting them there. If we want to expand it, across Africa, we've seen a lot of sit tight, leaders across Africa. It's not if it will happen, what happened in Nepal, if it will happen, is a question of when. It will definitely happen in most of these countries. Like I think in Ivory Coast, where they have a president that basically amended the constitution in 2016 to to stay in power perpetually. Not just him, we see Paul Kagame, we see this Cameroonian president that have basically been in power for 40 plus years. He's 92 or 93 years old, and he's still running for presidency. He wants to be president again. And this is the man that spends, out of 365 days a year, he probably spend the 300 days in France and then spend the rest 65 days in Cameroon. Basically, he visits Cameroon from France, and the same person is wanting to come back as the leader of Cameroon. We even see it in Equatorial Guinea, where father is the president, the son is the vice president, and in fact, another of his sons sold a jet that belongs to the country. So across Africa, within Nigeria, this is a problem. We don't, no, we don't really have the power. The people do not have the power to vote these people out. They just willingly come to power and willingly leave power. And I think there should be a place. This is a time for them to think it through and put the interest of the country before their own interest. Otherwise, it's not whether what happened in Nepal will happen. It's a question of when. It will definitely happen.
Yes, definitely agree with you. Yeah, again, if you push people to the wall, they're gonna turn back and fight back. Over the years, Nigerians have always adjusted to the changing government. They've always adjusted to changes in the policies. And when they get tired of adjusting, they are going to revolt. Remember something like this happening, I believe maybe it was in 2018 in Lagos, the End SARS protest. The government allegedly killed a bunch of youth and everything was covered up. The government never really told the truth about the incident. So it's important that the government are always looking out for the people. Let them look out for the struggling people. I know it's easier to be out of touch with the people, especially when you have security guards around you 24/7 a day. You don't really understand what an average Nigerian is going through. You don't really understand how people are struggling out there. Yeah, but it's important that our leaders pay attention to what's going on in their communities and fix it. It's important for them to fix the problem.
Yeah, I mean, End SARS is still fresh in a lot of people's mind. End SARS definitely messed up a lot of people. And when people are naming the sense of Buhari, that is one of the, that is one of his legacies that people will never forget. He basically killed a bunch of Nigerian youth and then covered up the whole story. And you know, and that End SARS was just a result of government, not listening, not paying attention to the citizens, and then they pushed people to the wall, and then the people revolted. And it's definitely going to happen again with everything happening in the country, cost of living skyrocketing, people losing, naira literally losing money almost every day, you know, um, taxing people to the maximum, not even caring about people. There will be a time, it will get to a point that, people will revolt, you push them to the wall, they have nowhere else where else to run to. they will turn around and probably start chasing you. In fact, there is a guy that used to say that you get to a time, the poor people will be eating the rich people in Nigeria. So I think this is almost like a Charlie Kirk situation, not making light of his death, but I think we should, learn from this, what is happening in Nepal, and then, fix whatever we know that is wrong with our country. Let us know what you think about the situation in Nepal, and let us also know how you think Nigerian as a government can avoid a situation like that in Nigeria. We'll be happy to read your comment in the comment section. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in the comment section.